This is your weekly report on corruption in the Philippine government. A female barangay kagawad was gunned down by motorcycle-riding assailants in Quiapo, Manila on the 13th of August, the Manila Police District reported yesterday. Barangay 383 Councilor Stella Mangalino Lim, 45, was walking with her 11-year-old son along Hidalgo Street when she was attacked at past midnight on the 13th of August, according to television reports. A former Barangay 383 councillor, Zakaria Balandisa Mangkop, was arrested and charged with murder before the Manila Prosecutor's Office on the 14th of August. The MPD, however, failed to catch alleged assailant Amanadin Serib Macadagan, the unidentified motorcycle rider. Police recovered the motorcycle and the two crash helmets near the Manila Golden Mosque. Prior to his arrest, Disamankop had gone to the MPD headquarters, claiming Lim's assailants had asked him for soft drinks. A witness identified Disamankop as the mastermind in Lim's killing, prompting his arrest. MPD investigators found surveillance footage showing that days before the attack, Disamankop talked to Macadagan, the motorcycle ride near where Lim sold balat or boiled duck egg. According to reports quoting MPD Director Brigadier General Arnold Ibay, Disamankop planned to replace Lim as barangay councillor. The Sandigan Bayan has sentenced 4 former officials of the Philippine National Police to up to 8 years in prison for graft in connection with an allegedly anomalous PNP helicopter procurement in 2009. In a 346-page decision promulgated yesterday, the court's 7th Division found former PNP Bids and Awards Committee Vice Chairman Director Luis Otikman and BAC members Directors Ronald Roderas, Romeo Hiloman and Leocadio Santiago Jr. as well as private defendant Hilario de Vera guilty of violating Section 3E of Republic Act 3019 or the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. They were sentenced to a minimum of 6 years and 1 month to a maximum of 8 years of imprisonment with the accessory penalty of perpetual disqualification from holding public office. They were also ordered to jointly or individually pay the government 11.377 million pesos for each of the 2 second-hand helicopters found to have been illegally procured, or a total of 22.754 million pesos for the 2 units. Roderas was also found guilty of falsification of public documents under Article 171 of the Revised Penal Code. He was sentenced to 4 years and 2 months to up to 8 years of imprisonment for the offense. He was also ordered to pay a fine of 5,000 pesos. The case stemmed from the PNP's purchase of 3 helicopters from Manila Aerospace Products Trading Corporation in 2009, which included 2 standard Robinson R-44 Raven 1 light police operational helicopters worth 62.672 million pesos and 1 fully equipped Robinson R-44 Raven 2 LPOH worth 42.313 million pesos. The Ombudsman said a resolution issued by the National Police Commission in 2008 required that the 3 helicopters to be purchased by the PNP should be brand new. In its investigation, the Ombudsman revealed that only the Robinson R-44 Raven 2 was brand new while the 2 Robinson R-44 Raven I were pre-owned by former First Gentleman Mike Arroyo, resulting in an overpayment of about P34 million. The Quezon City Prosecutor's Office ordered the release of a police officer and his wife who were suspected of stealing and selling government-issued bicycles pending further investigation. An inquest resolution from the Office of the City Prosecutor said the suspect, a police officer, and his wife purportedly admitted to stealing and selling the government-issued bicycles leading to their arrest. During the inquest proceeding, however, the prosecutor said arrest of the suspects cannot be considered a valid warrantless arrest. A judicious scrutiny of the facts of the instant case reveals that the respondent's apprehension, arrest, and detention do not fall within the purview of a lawful warrantless arrest under Rule 113, Section 5 of the Revised Rules of Criminal Procedure to be a proper subject of inquest proceedings. Read the resolution. Rule 113 Section 5 provides a list of situations when a warrantless arrest can be considered lawful, such as when caught red-handed, when the arresting person has personal knowledge of facts regarding the crime committed, or when the arrested person is an escapee. Considering that this case is recommended to be referred for further investigation, the arresting officers are directed to release the respondents unless detained for a lawful cause. The resolution also states, the prosecutors added that there are also matters that need to be clarified by the police. 7 government-issued mountain bikes worth 223,475 pesos were discovered missing last August 2nd at the headquarters of the Quezon City Police District in Camp Caringal. Authorities conducted an investigation and found that the bikes were being sold by a certain Calvin Dista Santillan on Facebook Marketplace 2 days after they were discovered missing. Santillan, however, told the police that the bikes had been sold to him by the police officer and his wife from the 28th of July onward, or days before they were discovered missing. Immediately thereafter, Santillan returned the said bikes to the complainant on August 5, 2024, and they were able to confirm that those were the same bikes missing from Camp Caringal. According to the resolution, the police officer and his wife reportedly admitted to taking the bikes and surrendered to the police on the 7th of August. The next day, the police filed a theft complaint against the couple before the Quezon City Prosecutor's Office. Pasig City Mayor Vico N. Soto now has 2 graft complaints filed against him before the Office of the Ombudsman. The graft charge that was received by the OMB last the 30th of July involved the receipt by Pasig City employees of commemorative t-shirts instead of 1,500 pesos cash allowance during the 2024 RONG Pasig celebration last the 2nd of July. The complaint was received by the OMB last the 30th of July. Aside from Mayor Soto, also charged in the complaint filed by Michelle Gonzalez Prudencio were Human Resources Development Office Head Elvira Flores, City Administrator Geronimo U. Manzanero, and Bids and Awards Committee Head Josephine C. Lati. Bagayoizan. Aside from graft, Prudencio asked the OMB to charge Soto and his group with violation of Republic Act No. 9184, the Government Procurement Reform Act. Early this month, Mayor Soto was also charged with graft before the OMB for allegedly giving a 100% tax discount to Converge ICT Solutions, Incorporated. Also charged in the complaint filed by Ethelmut Austria Cruz were Business Permit and Licensing Department Head Melanie B. de Mesa and City Administrator Manzanero. Soto and Manzanero were also charged with violations of Section 4 paragraphs A and B of RA 6713, the Code of Conduct and Ethical Standards for Public Employees. Complainant Cruz also wanted them held liable for the administrative offenses of grave misconduct, gross neglect of duty, conduct prejudicial to the best interest of the service, and dishonesty. Prudencio's complaint stemmed from the issuance of Executive Order No. PCG 28, Series of 2024 on the 27th of June, which prescribed a grant of allowance worth 1,500 pesos for every employee in Pasig City for the purpose of purchasing 2 commemorative shirts for the 2024 RONG Pasig celebration. During the date of release that started on the 29th of June, Prudencio alleged that employees were required to acknowledge the receipt of 1,500 pesos cash allowance. However, the t-shirts employees received bore a design commemorating the 450th RONG Pasig instead of the 452nd anniversary design that was required for 2024. Prudencio also alleged, given the timeline for the t-shirt distribution, Prudencio said in her complaint that it would have been physically and legally impossible for the purchase of the t-shirts to have undergone the proper procurement process as required by law. The timing of the issuance of the EO and the subsequent distribution of the t-shirts defies logic and reason. Even if the EO had provided for the distribution of t-shirts, which it did not, the procurement of these t-shirts failed to undergo the proper bidding process mandated by law. The complaint also stated, there was no advertisement or posting of any bid invitation for the procurement of the RONG Pasig t-shirts. This blatant disregard for the legal requirements of the procurement process suggests either gross negligence or intentional circumvention of established rules, it added. Since the Pasig City failed to allot the proper timeline for the procurement and distribution of the t-shirts, Prudencio claimed there was a blatant disregard of the law and the respondents exhibited gross incompetence or deliberate manipulation of the procurement process. A village chairperson and his wife were killed Sunday by still unidentified gunmen in Sultan Kudarat town, Maguindanao del Norte. Esmail Mustafa, chairman of Barangay Bulabad, and his wife Rahima, the barangay secretary, were walking home from the town center when unidentified gunmen attacked them in an isolated spot of the village, about a kilometer away from the Cotabato East Diversion Road, where there were no streetlights, said Lieutenant Colonel Esmail Maiden, Sultan Kudarat Municipal Police Station Chief. The 2 village officials, who earlier joined the Foundation Day activities at the town gymnasium, had no armed escorts when attacked. Police found several empty shells at the crime scene near the bodies of the victims. A Sangguniang Kabataan chairman was shot and wounded in Barangay Salamak Norte here on Saturday, The 17th of August, police identified the victim as Efren Cacdac de la Cruz, 23, resident of Barangay Salamag Norte. Investigation said de la Cruz was driving a motorcycle on his way home when a man on board a bicycle hiding in a dark portion of the highway shot him several times. The victim sustained bullet wounds and taken by barangay officials to a hospital. Recovered at the crime scene were 8 empty caliber 9mm shells. The suspect, who was wearing a black jacket and black pants, fled towards the town of Aguilar, Pangasinan. A village official was shot dead by a still unidentified gunman here about 6 p.m. Monday, the 19th of August, police said. Lieutenant Colonel Julius Malcontento, Isulan Municipal Police Station Chief, said Amado Serra, 62, the barangay chairperson of Barangay Lagilayan, Isulan Town, was driving his sedan on the way to Purok 7, Barangay Lagilayan, when shot by one of 2 gunmen on board a motorbike. Physicians, however, declared Serra dead at the hospital due to the multiple gunshot wounds on his body. A graft complaint has been filed against Commission on Elections chairperson George Owen M. Garcia and 7 other poll officials before the Office of the Ombudsman on Tuesday, the 20th of August, in connection with the 18 billion peso contract awarded to South Korean firm Miru Systems for the 2025 automated elections. Also charged were Comelec Electoral Contest and Adjudication Department Director 4 Alan Francis Biabaya, Education and Information Department Director 4 John Rex C. Lordianco, Election and Information Department Director 4 Davina E. Blase Perez, Assistant Regional Election Director Javencio G. Balanquit, Education and Information Department Director 3 Abigail Claire C. Lacuna, Election Records and Statistics Department Director 4 Celia B. Romero, and Political Affairs and Finance Department Head Ephraim Q. Bagide. The complainant, former Calacan Congressman Edgar Agayaris, wanted to hold the Comelec officials accountable for purchasing another set of vote counting machines, even though the ones it earlier purchased from Smartmatic during the 2010 and 2013 elections can be replaced free of charge. Comelec Commissioner Rabule proposed on the 27th of March, 2023 that the VCMs purchased from Smartmatic be declared unserviceable, and his proposal was approved on the 29th of March. This caused Comelec to execute a contract agreement with Miru on the 11th of March, 2024 for the lease of VCMs and other election paraphernalia needed for the full automation system with transparency audit count project. Eris said in his complaint that the warranty provided in the contract between Comelec and Smartmatic should have covered the unserviceable VCMs and there was no need for Comelec to enter into a new contract with Miru. The VCMs declared unserviceable were still covered by a warranty, hence may be replaced free of charge. Chairman Garcia acted with manifest partiality when he decided to unilaterally abandon Comelec's contract with Smartmatic and award the Fast Track project in favor of Miru, Eris alleged. Eris also claimed that Miru made misrepresentations when it presented itself as being in a joint venture when it placed its bid for the Fast Track project, since it was not such. The fact that Garcia and the Special Bids and Awards Committee for Automated Election Systems declared Miru as post-qualified showed the favor they gave the company. He further alleged, the government already spent for the acquisition of the VCMs from Smartmatic and spent again for the refurbishment of the same VCMs with the Fast Track project. Chairman Garcia made the government spend again for lease of VCMs despite the government already having functioning VCMs, Aris's complaint stated. Even if the Smartmatic VCMs were unserviceable, the government need not spend again for the lease of another set of machines when the purportedly unserviceable VCMs can be replaced free of charge, it added. Another local chief executive in Cebu has been placed under suspension by the state's anti-graft investigating body. The Office of the Ombudsman meted a 1-year suspension against Mandawi City Mayor Jonas Cortez for grave misconduct. The case stemmed over cases lodged against Cortez accusing him of illegal appointment within the Mandawi city government. The suspension made against Cortez came just a month after he belied similar rumors in July. Cortez is the second elected official the Ombudsman has placed under suspension. Marikina Mayor Marcelino Teodoro and 3 other city officials are facing a technical malversation complaint before the Office of the Ombudsman for reportedly misallocating P130 million in Philippine Health Insurance Corporation funds. Marikina resident Sofronio Dule filed a criminal complaint for violation of Article 220 of the Revised Penal Code and an administrative case for grave misconduct and conduct prejudicial to the best interest of the service against Teodoro, City Accountant Erlinda Gutierrez Gonzalez, City Treasurer Narissa Calves San Miguel, and Assistant City Budget Officer Jason Rodriguez Nepomuceno last the 15th of May. Based on a copy of the complaint duly released on Tuesday, the four were accused of misusing PhilHealth payments meant for health system improvements under the Universal Health Care Act. Dulay's complaint disclosed that Teodoro and the others passed City Ordinance No. 66, Series of 2023, and City Ordinance No. 2, Series of 2024, which allocates 130 million pesos to various budgetary items in Marikina. Dulay claimed that the four reportedly allocated the money on IT equipment, repair and maintenance of infrastructure and or donations, amounting to 35,250,000 pesos, while the remaining fund 94,750,000 pesos were used for other supplies and materials expense. According to the complainant, the passage of the city ordinances mentioned above violated the provision of Republic Act 112-23 or the Universal Health Care Act. In response to this, the four submitted a joint counter-affidavit last month, wherein they strongly deny all the allegations and the complaint as nothing but a mere product of misapprehension and misunderstanding of the facts concerning the 130 million peso PhilHealth reimbursement received by Marikina City. Teodoro and the others claimed that elements of technical malversation under Article 220 of the RPC are not present in the case. It is clear that for technical malversation to exist, it is necessary that public funds or properties had been diverted to other public use other than that provided for by law or ordinance, and when funds were not earmarked for a particular project, there is no technical malversation. The document reads, in this case, the complainant did not present any evidence proving that the subject 130 million pesos was indeed applied for other purpose. It adds, the respondents also disclosed that the PhilHealth fund remains intact and fully accounted for. Using the same argument, Teodoro and the others claimed that they did not commit any act constituting grave misconduct and conduct prejudicial to the best interest of the service. A complaint related to the demolition of the historic Iloilo City Public Market, popularly known as Central Market, and its Art Deco facade was filed against Mayor Jerry Trenes on Thursday. Jose Nerio Lujan, Chief Information Officer of the Iloilo Provincial Government, through a complaint, asked the Office of the Ombudsman in the Visayas to hold Trenes liable for grave misconduct, grave abuse of authority, conduct unbecoming and conduct prejudicial to the public interest. Lujan's complaint came more than a month after Trenes sued him for libel for allegedly maligning the mayor and his family about the legality of demolishing the Central Market and other issues. Sought for comment, Trenes maintained that the demolition of the historic structures was legal and implemented in accordance with Republic Act No. 11966, or the Public-Private Partnership Act. I cannot give a detailed statement until I see the complaint. I have always done everything legally in accordance with the PPP law, he said. The Central Market was demolished in February under a PPP between the city government and a major property developer. In his complaint, Lujan said the market's Art Deco facade was a protected heritage structure under National Historical Commission of the Philippines Resolution No. 3 Series of 2014. The Central Market, he said, is classified as an important cultural property and is among the 32 buildings in Iloilo City recognized for their historical value. Being over 50 years old, the Iloilo City Public Market was opened to the public on the 15th of January, 1912, while the Art Deco facade was put up in 1938. The market was a popular destination for both residents and tourists with its array of stalls offering not only fresh produce but also native products, pasalubong, traditional medicine, local coffee, condiments, baked goods, and affordable meals. The NHCP had designated the Central Market as a cultural tourism heritage zone in 2013 and a historic center in 2014. Under Section 5 of RA 166 or the National Cultural Heritage Act of 2009, the Central Market's facade is presumed to be an important cultural property, due to its existence of more than 50 years. But the same provision allows the city government, as property owner, to file a petition to remove such presumption, and Section 8 of the same law also provides for the delisting process, which will ultimately allow for its demolition. A letter from then NHCP Chair Rene Escalante, dated the 20th of February, 2023, showed that the Commission was amenable to the development plans for the Central Market. The letter, however, did not indicate the demolition of its facade or whether the Commission approved it. Different groups, as early as 2022, had sought to stop the planned demolition of the Central Market, citing concerns over alternative preservation methods. That's all for this week. I'll see you next week with more stories of corruption and foolishness within the Philippine government.